Hi, my name is Christina, and I've been trying to get on to do the second part of that video. Um, trying to tell you guys what I believe caused um, my anxiety and panic attacks. So, what my personal opinion is, because of course I'm not a medical doctor, but just from, I've had it since October 28th, 2005, and through the years of talking to people and stuff, and then plus my own personal life, I've come to a conclusion that if doctors would ask more questions and talk to their patients more and ask them what they were going through at the time that their panic attacks developed, that they might be able to treat people beforehand and catch it. You know what I mean? Because I believe that when people get too stressed, and even though you might not feel it, because I did not feel or very stressed. I knew there was a lot of things going on, and I knew that, I wasn't really living right at the time, but, which I'll go into, but, I felt like I was handling everything okay. Had I known that, I was, stressing myself out so severely that my mind could only handle so much, and then it just like broke. You know what I mean? Okay, so what was going on in my life was, so I think I said it in the other video, excuse me, that on October 28th, 2005, I was at the casino that particular night, and I had won a lot of money, over $2,000, and I was doing good when all of a sudden, I was struck with my panic attack. Okay, so that night and forward, I can remember everything. Like the days right after that, after I got a few of them, like I would just like play them back in my head, like, wow, like just 3 days ago I was going up and down the freeway, or you know what I mean, or driving here or there, and just going on about life's business. And then all of a sudden, like, I was so terrified to do any of that stuff. It was like, I just couldn't get a grasp on how much my life had changed just in an instant. So, okay, so what my story is like this, like, I was never sick prior to this, okay? So, I worked at the jail. I had been working for the city for a long time. And, like, 10 years. So, anyways, I got married when I was 18. And the man that I married, he was very jealous and controlling. So, so the life at home was pretty stressful. We had one daughter, and he was a general manager, or a manager for a restaurant here in town, that he had been there for a long time. And it's like a national restaurant chain. Well, okay, so he had a good job, and they paid him good, and then my job was good, and so we didn't have financial worries or anything like that. And so, but anyways, but he had a control issue. So, like, when he would come home from work, he wanted the house like spotless, not a toy on the floor for my daughter. Just very demanding. Like, other than I have to clean the whole house, and I took care of everything. Paid all the bills. Made sure the cars had gas, and took my daughter to her appointments to school and to the doctors or whatever. And so, all he did was go to work and come home. But he put a lot of stress on me. So then he ended up cheating on me. Well, okay, so he was physically abusive also. So before he cheated, he would be hitting me so hard that I'd be seeing stars. So I went to a domestic violence shelter with my daughter, and my dad befriended him still. So my dad had taken him to church. And then, long story short, we got back together. Okay, so then after that, I still had that, like, my had, like about the cheating and stuff. So like I would end up spying on him or whatever to try to see if, he was staying late because he was cheating or whatever. So that went on for a while. Then, I would hear rumors from different people that he was cheating. And so, of course, I felt really betrayed, and because I would not talk to any guy whatsoever. And I really held him up, on a pedestal and would not even talk to somebody because I thought it was cheating. So, anyways, I was young, Well, then, after, like, many years of that type of scenario, I just got tired of it. So, I ended up asking for a divorce. Well, my family didn't believe in divorce. And so, when I took him back when he had cheated, that same week when I went back to work, my neighbor had called and asked what kind of car that girl drove. So when I told her, she said it was behind my car, another car parked in the driveway. And so, which meant, all the BS that he said wasn't true. So he was still cheating. And it was with a pastor's daughter. Go figure, right? So God gave me the forgiveness to forgive him again and tried to work it out again. Well, then a few years passed then. And so now my daughter was 16. And so after she could finally understand why I didn't want to be with her dad anymore, then I asked for a divorce. Well, he wouldn't give it to me. And I asked him 3 times. So then just one day, I was, at work, and I ended up meeting somebody there that worked for the city. And we used to take lunches together. And then I went to my church, to my pastor, and to a few close members of the church asking for prayer because I thought that I didn't want the temptation, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to do what he did to me. And I didn't want to be wrong in God's eyes. So I went to them for prayer and to help me, and intercede. So then what basically happened was they said, Christina, there's no way that, nothing's going to become of this because you're too strong and, you're going to be fine. Don't worry. And I said, well, temptation's coming on all sides, and they would say, no, you'll be fine. Well, guess what? I wasn't. So one day I ended up giving in and went over to his house and talked and whatnot, and one thing led to another. So then I ended up cheating on my husband. So then, which 2 wrongs don't make a right. And I felt horrible. It was eating me up all the time. Every day I was living with just regret, but I still kept doing it because this guy listened to me. He seemed nice at the time. And so I just kept seeing him. Well, then I got pregnant. And I wasn't having any type of relationship with my husband. So I knew it was this guy's. And wow, I got so stressed because I'm like, I'm dead. Because if my husband found out and he knew I wasn't sleeping with him or having sex, then that meant I was cheating. And then I was dead. It was over. So I was trying to figure out how I was going to get out of this. Like, I was going to have the baby out of town so that this guy wasn't there, but my husband was. And then start having relations with him so that he would think it was his child. Well, which is all devious and all of the devil. And, it's just horrible. But anyways, I'm trying to make a point of why, my mind finally came, like, my life did a 180. It came tumbling down, like a 360, but at the end of, like the worst that it could have been is where it stopped before it got good again, but I don't know why I just said that. That doesn't, not even proper English. Okay, so, my baby. So, it was like, I had an out then because I could end it with that guy and my husband would never know, and then I would just stop seeing that guy. Yeah, well, that was easier said than done. He would call my work all day long, and he would call my cell phone, And so I was like, oh my goodness, this guy's not going to go away. I don't know what I'm to do. And so after that, yeah, I still kept seeing him like an idiot. And so his jealousy got extremely bad when I had got pregnant, and it never, this guy is not my husband. And he would lock me in his house where I couldn't get out. He would lock me in in the bedroom. He would lock the gate so I couldn't leave his driveway. And if I went to the bathroom, he went to the bathroom and stayed in there the whole time. Or if we went out and about somewhere, he would make me prop the door open so he could make sure I wasn't talking on the phone to anybody. Or, I mean, just crazy, sick jealousy. And so, anyways, right before, like just days before the anxiety, I had woken up to him choking me. And he had said that, you know, he could smell another guy on me and that I was cheating, blah, blah, blah. So I was scared out of my mind even more. So now I had this guy that had this devilish jealousy that could be fatal. And then my husband, who was jealous and controlling. And you probably say, well, how did I get to cheat when my husband was jealous and controlling? Well, what happened was, I worked by a casino. So anyways, while we had went there a few times for like seafood night, I would win a bunch of money. So my husband, he would let me go because he was greedy also. So he would want me to go to try to win money. So I would call and say I was going to the casino and then go meet with the other guy. So it was like this, just like a web of lies. And so I thought I was handling everything okay. You know what I mean? Like covering my butt on either end and making sure that, you know, I wasn't busted and just covering myself, you know, my tracks. But that's when October 20th, 2005 came. And so, you know, because I was raised in church all my life, and I really, really believe that God brought me to my knees to get my attention because my mom, she was telling me to stop seeing the other guy, and she wanted to turn me into cheaters and bust me and so on. But anyway, so my point is this: if you're working 2 jobs or more, you know, to maintain a certain lifestyle that you're wanting to live, or you're in a cheating relationship and you're cheating on your partner, or you're doing drugs and you're not telling your partner, and you're keeping secrets, or, you know, or secrets in general from your family, your partner. I'm just saying this, that I believe that if you carry too much stress and carry it inside, and the lies and the secrets and stuff, it's going to eat you alive. And I'm telling you, it can cause anxiety and panic attacks. And I believe 100% that, because like when I would go home, this is another, I mean, the devil, he'll give you, you know, the lies to say and everything. Like he'll tell you exactly how to play the game. Like, you know, like he'll whisper the stuff in your ears. Like, okay, so when I would keep losing and I couldn't take money home to show my husband, he's all, oh, just withdraw some money and tell him that you won and show him all this cash and blah, blah, blah. So on the way home, I would stop at the ATM, draw out, because he never looked at the banking, because I took care of all the business, drew out the amount of money that I thought would be pleasing to him at the time, and go home with that money, and then he was happy. And so then I could do it again and again and again. So, but internally, I had a bunch of secrets and was holding all these secrets and lies and was a prisoner of my own little circle, let alone not knowing that I was soon going to become a prisoner of my own mind. And so that's exactly what anxiety does to you. It makes you a prisoner of your mind. When you were once free to go, you know, here and there and do whatever and have no fear, which is the way I was. I didn't have fear of nobody or anything. And I didn't have fear of driving fast. I mean, I drove a Corvette. Well, that was my main vehicle. And, just hauled from one end of the town to the other to get to work. And I could get, there within 15 minutes going like, between 80 and 100 miles an hour, which is dumb. But, that's because I didn't have no fear. And I just, did what I did and was very foolish and dumb. And anyways, if I could take everything back, I would. But so let me tell you. So I believe that the anxiety, it brought me to my knees. Okay, well, let me tell you that guy, he knocked out my front tooth. This is how ugly that relationship was. He knocked out my front tooth. He broke the mirrors on my Escalade. Like, he just hauled off and kicked them. He broke windows on that truck. He was so, like a very evil jealousy and very mean. And I got tortured over there at his house. I can't even tell you all the things. I mean, it's just horrible, the torture that he would do to me while I was there. But yet I would keep going back because, then he would turn on his nice switch and he would be so nice and, and like a bed of roses. And, and then that like clinged me in because I was with my husband who was rude and horrible and flew off the handle and everything to this other guy. And he only got mad, like every few days and not every day. You know what I mean? So, but when I look at it now, it's like that relationship that I was cheating in, that, like, I was thinking the grass was greener over there, but it was dead with thorns and stickers. So the grass was dead on my end with my marriage, but when I cheated, it was dead with thorns. You know what I mean? So instead of making sure that I left that relationship first, which is biblically right because he cheated, and then moved on and met somebody, my life could have been different too, you know what I mean? But I didn't. I fell for the tricks of the devil and listen to people that were saying that I was strong in the Lord and stuff. And I thought I was too, but obviously I wasn't. But if I could take everything back, and change it and do it right the first time, I would. And so if you might think that you're handling everything okay, you might think that, you're handling all the jobs that you're doing, or, because it doesn't have to be cheating or anything immoral. It could be just the way you're working yourself mentally, just dry, and when you do that and you're subconsciously holding in things or just, not sleeping and, just being a workaholic because you want to live in that beautiful house and you want to drive a beautiful sports car or you want to go on these trips or whatever, believe me, the money is not worth it because my money not only, it went down by a fourth. I'm living on 1/4 of what I used to live on. And it's horrible. Living on, actually less. I'm living on $800 a month. And I was making $4,000 both. And so, not only, because I wasn't wanting to do right by God and stuff, and God knew that I knew better and that I knew right from wrong, instead of making it right, and I decided to have some fun, so I thought, and play the field or whatever, and play on both sides, like a lukewarm. God brought me to my knees, and I don't think he's going to deliver me before he comes back, because even though I might think I'm strong, when I was strong and doing and living, before the cheating, God was still on the back burner because I, was making enough money to do what I wanted, to go where I wanted, to buy what I wanted, to drive what I wanted. So, I was self-supportive. And so, I could either, I had money to either pay to get something done or to do it myself, and so I didn't need God to help me through anything because I had money to, make a way out of no way. So I thought. And so if you're putting God in the back burner, and that's another thing, if you're putting, God on the back burner, regardless, if maybe you're not like really out there like I was, but you're just not like putting him first in your life, he will get your attention. It might not be that drastic, but he loves us and he's a jealous God, and he will do what it takes to bring us back to him. And especially in these last days, he doesn't want any of us to perish. And I mean, like, what do you want? Like, what is it going to take? Like I said in the other video, I mean, is it going to take you getting sick? Is it going to take someone in your family getting sick? Is it going to take a death? Is it going to take a loss of a job, the loss of a house, the loss of your career? What is it going to take for God to wake you up? What is it? Like, please take the warning, please. I'm telling you. I mean, I had everything that I needed and I had it going on. I put God on the bed. Not just that, I also like totally went against God, and I did my own thing and lived in the world and was living of the world and of the devil. And why do you want to go through all that and have your life totally turned upside down? I mean, if you have somewhat of a decent life, take time out for yourself. I mean, go to a spa day, go to the mountains and take a drive, go take a walk. I mean, do some, you time and some family time. Don't stress yourself out over, like the bills and over money and over trying to get a better car than so-and-so or a better outfit every week than so-and-so or whatever it is. You fill in the blank. Don't, believe me, it's not worth it. I'm telling you right now. I mean, it's taken me years to finally even grasp the life, like, the totally drastic different lifestyle that I had to live. It took me years to be able to accept that I never would have like money flowing like that again. And I'm still terrified to drive on the freeway. I still don't drive on the freeway. And my cars don't even hardly leave the driveway because I am scared. And people say, Christina, why won't you drive your cars? You have beautiful cars. And it's because I'm still scared. And it's already been over 10 years. And it's like my life turned upside down. I wish I had my life back. I want it back, but God knows me, and he knows if I'm going to do what's right. And he knows if I'm going to walk the walk instead of just talk the talk. I mean, I want to have my life back so I can take my granddaughter to Disneyland and not be afraid on the airplane, not be petrified that there's not a hospital close by or whatever. But I mean, I still can't, you know what I mean? Because I chose to live a life of nothing but stress and worry, even though it was all subconsciously, and I thought I had it going on. I thought I was handling it. I thought I was at the top of the game. I was not. I was at the bottom and sinking fast. Anyways, I'm just going to let this video go for right now because it's almost 25 minutes. God bless you, and remember that Jesus loves you. And if you haven't given your life to the Lord or you're backslidden, you need to repent and call upon the name of the Lord and ask for forgiveness and ask him into your heart, because time is short and no one's promised tomorrow. I mean, whether you're going to, whether it's just an illness or something worse, we're not promised the way life is right now. So anyways, get your life right with Jesus and give your life to him. He loves you. I love you. And please take my warning as, a blessing, because, you don't want to go through what I've been through, even though it has turned out good, in the long run, because I'm so close to God now and I love the Lord Jesus. And I have a good husband and my granddaughter and daughter, but don't let your life have to go through what I did to get there. Anyways, God bless you. Have a great night. day. So it's Sunday now, early morning. Bye bye.